So it is my distinct honor to let you know that you are the recipient of the 2022 Bill Todd Award.
Oh, thank you, sir. Bill Todd gave me a chance to learn how to be a rules official. I was the first, well, at the Liz Murphy tournament, I was put with Bill Todd. Billy Peters put me with Bill Todd. And I never had done a ruling or anything. And he was on 13, or 12 and 13, a lot of water. And I would follow him down every time a girl would hit it in the water. I'd follow him down there and watch him go through his spell of how to get relief from the water. And this went on till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And a girl hit it in the water, and I was standing there, and he said, "What are you waiting on?" And I said, "What do you mean, what am I waiting on?" He said, "Go down there. It's your turn to give a ruling." And I don't know whether I gave it right or not, but I remember doing just what Bill Todd did. And he was so nice to me and so good to me. He and Billy Peters were just really wonderful. And Lane, I can't tell you how much that meant to me, because I was so up to doing rules. I wanted to do them bad. And GSGA gave me a chance at a second life. I'd already had one life, and sold a construction company. We built this building here. I hope nobody throws anything at me. I sold that company, and I happened to bump into somebody at a US Open. And I fell in love with what this guy did. And I said, what are you doing? I saw you out there walking around on the golf course. And he said, "Well, I'm a rules official." And I said, "Well, how'd you do that?" And he said, "Where'd you say you were from?" And I told him I was from Athens, Georgia. And he said, "Do you play golf in Athens?" "Yeah." And he said, "Do you know Ed Howard?" And I said, "Yeah, I know Ed Howard." He said, "Well, you got the best man in the country right there under your nose. Go down there and ask him." So I went and asked him, could I be a rules official? And Ed looked at me and he said, "I just don't know about you." And he said, "It's going to require a lot of your time." And I was gung-ho to do it all. And I met GSGA gave me a second life, and I learned to live with my brother Lane. I love that man. He did so much for me. Mike and Ed Howard and Billy Peters, Wendell, all of y'all. I love every one of them. And I know I didn't, when we had a thing for Lane at GSGA, I had a story to tell. And Lane and I used to, after everything was put up and there was nothing left to do, we'd go ride around. And Lane had gotten a new Tahoe. And we got in it and he said, "You're driving. This thing will fly." We got out on the road below Albany down there, and he said, "Go ahead, punch it. Let's see what it'll do." And I'm sitting there, here's two guys in uniform riding down the road, and the police calls. And he pulled over and he walked up and he said, do you know how fast you were going? And I said, no. I did know, but I said, no. I thought I was doing about 65. He said, well, you're doing 75 and it's 50. And about that time, my brother, bless his heart, who was always looking out for the best of me, turned and looked at that cop and he said, I am so glad you slowed us down. And he said, I've been trying to get him to slow down for the last 10 miles. And that cop was sitting there looking at us and he said, son, is that true? And I said, well, I don't know what to say. I do know I was probably speeding, but you know, he let us off. And I think he felt sorry for me because I was getting the humbug from Lane. But we used to, Lane and I would ride around at night and talk, and what he talked about was making GSGA better. That's what he really was concerned about. And I learned a lot from him and from all y'all. It really meant the world to me to walk in here. I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on in here. I thought when we turned the corner, I started to tell we're in the wrong place here. And but anyway, this is really nice. I appreciate this. It means a lot to me. It means a whole hell of a lot to me. Every one of you people in here do. You're very special. It takes a special person to work a golf tournament. And I learned a lot from each and every one of you here. And I thank you. Thank every one of you. Appreciate it.
On behalf of GSGA, I would like to officially give you this plaque as a member of the club.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.